Okay, Rabbi Isai, welcome back to another Shir. Tanya, today is Yud Ches Sivan. So Alter Rebbe, we're continuing this idea that, of course, the entire Shir Yichud Hamuna is explaining how the world does not really exist at all, does not have a metzius. And we brought an example to bring out the idea, to contrast the idea with something that we are familiar with. Brought the comparison of the Eibusha creating the world and the connection of the Chayis and the world, and the way that the Neshama and the Guf are connected. Alter Rebbe brought the pasuk Ahalal Hashem b'chaya yazar melelekai b'yoidi, that you have Chayim, you have the life, and you have the Oidi, you have the Guf. So they're connected, but the Guf is totally it's a silent partner. It has no input. It has no influence over what happens. So this is to bring out the idea how how really nothing is everything is all the Eibishter. Einoid. Okay, continuing to explain the pasuk and to explain the question that the Alter Rebbe mentioned in the beginning of Shari Chavamuna, that there's a person would think that there's some sort of other God that lives under the water. What's going on? Okay, so the pasuk needs to forewarn. Do not think that the heavens and everything and all of their hosts and the earth and everything that fills the earth is an independent entity. Don't think that the world exists and the Eibusha just enlivens it, just like similar to the way that the neshama enlivens the body, right? Because the body on its own is a daimim. The body is like a stone; it can't move. It has no life to it. Only because it's infused with the neshama, so it has life. So umashbia right? That the Eibusha influences the power, or infuses the power of growth in the earth, and he causes the galgalim, the heavenly hosts of the sun and the moon and all the stars, causes them to orbit, and he moves them and guides them the way that he chooses. Just like the body is the motor of the body, and it moves it where it wants. So the body can't go anywhere on its own. The neshama decides where the body move the hand, go walk here, go there. So don't think that. Don't think that the world is an independent entity, and the Eibusha just makes it go. It gives it. He's the power plant for the earth, for the universe. They're totally dissimilar. In their shoydesh, where they come from two totally different places. The creation and the source of the body is not from the neshama. The neshama is not what creates it. Where does it come from? It comes from the tipos. It comes from the input of the father and the mother. Even afterwards, even once the body has been formed, the neshama doesn't cause it to grow, or only the neshama. It's fed from its mother during the 9 months of pregnancy. Then by eating actual food, physical food, that feeds the body. It doesn't, you don't feed the body ruchnius, even though we have to feed the body ruchnius, but that's not what makes the body grow bigashmis. On the other hand, heaven and earth, their entire existence is only created through the word of Hashem. It comes from absolute ayin, right? There is no place within godliness. There is no place within Elokus. There's no place for another and any other. So it has to be. It's against the grain at all times. And the word of Hashem needs to remain standing and constantly flowing the energy into it all the time. Constantly created from anti-existence to existence, just like the light of the Shemesh within the body, the actual sun, has to constantly, there's the body of the sun, you have to turn on the switch, turn off the switch. The sun could turn off, but in order for there to be light, it has to constantly be feeding that light. So therefore, they are be'emes batel. They are and truly have no existence. They have no identity besides for other than the word of Hashem. That is your existence. You're created by a word of Hashem. And the words of Hashem we're going to learn later on. This is going to be in Perek Yud Aleph, so a while to go. How the word of Hashem is totally united with him, with his essence. Just like the light of the sun is batel within the sun. Now, to bring it back, to tie it all together. Right, as we explained yesterday, that the illusion of existence is only for the Nivroim. It's not from the Eibusher's perspective. There is no existence. There is no creation. There is no other mitzias. It's only from our perspective that we should look. In order for us to exist, it has to appear that we have a separate existence, and this comes from the Eibusher's Gvura, from the ability. The midah of Gvura and Tzimtzum, to hide the energy that flows into us. We're being powered, and we cannot see that. We don't see that we're plugged into anything. They should look like they exist on their own. It's a separate entity. The Tzimtzum and the veil is only from the perspective of the Tachtonim. Everything in the Eibusher's perspective is like nothing. It's not a separate existence. Just like the light of the sun in the sun. That the sun doesn't look at its light and say, "Oh, that's a very interesting idea right there." No, this is me. I'm not looking at something else. So when the Eibusher looks at it's not looking at some other entity, the Eibusher looking at himself. It does not hide anything. Can't do anything outside of the Eibusher. It is not a separate entity. Hashem, the name Havaya and the name Elikim is the same. It's all an extension of him. And here we conclude the question of explaining the pasuk of Yadaita Hayom, and in the next parak we'll get into explaining the introduction, the little line above that says that Shema Yisrael is Yichud Eilah and Baruch Shem is Yichud Ta'ata'ah. Hold on to your seats.